Hey everyone, welcome to today's robot adventures. Little David really wishes he could reunite with his mom, but she seems to be off on another joyride. David's figure faded away, but his despair grew louder. This little guy just lost his mom, what a tragedy. In the dead of night, David and his teddy bear, Teddy, were wandering through the woods. Yet, he still believed that one day, he believed becoming real would reunite him with his mom. Deep in the forest, he found discarded machine parts, like remnants of a botched event. Turns out, these poor robots were like lost mermaids wandering in the dark, searching for spare parts. What a tragic yet hilarious scene. Unfortunately, the robot slaughterhouse workers found their secret. To avoid robot salad, they fled. Slaughterhouse workers unleashed robotic hunters, swiftly capturing most robots. David darted into a house, hiding instantly. Inside, some famous robot babysitters asked David if he needed help. He eagerly wondered about male fares. But before he could get an answer, the slaughterhouse workers swooped in and caught them all. They were dragged toward the moon car like they were in a zombie movie. Teddy accidentally tumbled down, but got back on his feet like a true superhero, chasing after the moon car. This moon car specialized in catching illegal robots, acting like a vigilante with a twist, almost like a robot version of the cleanup crew. The captured robots were sent to a place that looked like a blend of an ancient Roman Colosseum and a rock concert. What a sight. The audience jeered as they watched robots get set on fire and sawed apart, having a good old time like it was a festival. David sat nearby, grasping the robot next to him in fear, only to find it was Kuhua, the famous emotional support robot. Sporting a stylish look that attracted lots of women, Kuhua was having quite the day. Turns out his client had been ambushed. Behind this chaos was a jealous husband who accidentally killed his wife and blamed the robot. Talk about a primitive human vs. machine battle. In a panic, Kuhua dug out his ID to escape, but alas, the slaughterhouse workers caught him. Meanwhile, Teddy was following the trail to find David. When Teddy spotted David trapped in the cage, he rushed over but tripped due to his damaged body. What a clumsy moment. A little girl nearby rushed to pick up Teddy, looked into the cage, and exclaimed that she had found the little boy. She ran to tell her dad, who quickly arrived with a device that scanned David's face, shocked to discover he was a robot. Thank goodness nothing bad happened. A vintage robot slapped the chef robot on the back. What a buddy. He used to be a miner, but got tossed aside after his light bulb burned out. But in the end, he met a brutal fate, getting disassembled. What a tragedy. Yet, the audience cheered wildly for it. The slaughterhouse boss plans to destroy David publicly. What a villain. David, in fear, clung to Kuhua tightly. As acid dripped down, David screamed, and the crowd went silent, suddenly feeling pity at his innocent and all. They face. The audience grew furious, picking up stones to hurl at the house, demanding David's release. Talk about a major scene. Amid the chaos, they seized the opportunity to escape the slaughterhouse, with Teddy crazily trailing behind, asking how David ended up here. David shared his story with Teddy, who seemed quite excited about the ferry, ready to embark on the Goddess Search adventure. Teddy's programming made him an expert. He was trembling with excitement, telling David to go to Yandu for the ferry. He said they just need to ask the know-it-all, who knows everything. What a powerhouse. They could ask her to transform into a real lady. David was so excited he could nearly fly, feeling the spark of hope ignite within him. So Teddy guided David on their new quest. Outside, the scenery zipped by like they were chasing their dreams. Finally, they found the right spot and rushed into a small room, shouting, "Dr. Know-it-all, report for duty." Turns out, Dr. Know-it-all was a supercomputer that stored all the knowledge. What a know-it-all robot. Upon hearing David's quest for the ferry, the doctor replied that she was at the world's end, where the lions weep. David was puzzled, and Teddy quickly explained, it's actually Manhattan, which has been submerged. To chase his dream of becoming a real human, David didn't care about the dangers, he just wanted to find his mom. But Teddy tried to warn him, maybe the ferry doesn't even exist, it's too dangerous. David rebutted with disdain, my mom would never hate me. The moment I become a genuine person, she will love me without any reservation. Teddy sighed. No, she loves what you do for her. How could she love a robot? After hearing that, David simply said goodbye to Teddy and set out alone, only to be caught by the police right outside. Seizing the opportunity, David rushed onto a nearby police helicopter, causing chaos and knocking over the police car holding Teddy. Even though Teddy didn't quite trust humans, he was willing to help David fulfill his dreams. Eventually, they soared toward waterlogged New York City. Thanks to global warming, New York had turned into a lost city, and they successfully found the Weeping Bear. What a sight. In this ruins, they found the scientist's office, but instead of the ferry, there was only a clone of David. The little clone waved at David in a friendly manner, yet in David's eyes, there flickered an unprecedented blaze of anger. His entire body seemed to be roaring, as if he were about to explode any moment. Just then, a voice revealed the scientist who created David. The whole thing was his experiment. The scientist exclaimed, David, you embody success, the true meaning of dreams and love. He had been observing David's every adventure, realizing it was all to find the ferry just like humans pursuing their dreams. This showed that David had developed independent thinking. He had succeeded, becoming a robot that understands love. It turned out, this scientist poured all his heart into creating robots that looked exactly like his lost son after experiencing such a tragic loss.